Hi, I'm Lily Dobbins, and today I will be talking on how cats land on their feet. The topic of why cats land on their feet is a very long-lasting one within the world of physics. Science likes the shortest, easiest answer, but nature only cares about what's most effective. Research on how cats land on their feet so often dates back to the 1890s with a composition of photos by a French scientist, Etienne Jules Moret, sorry about the pronunciation, of a cat falling and landing on its feet. The act of fixing oneself in midair, like cats do, is called the righting reflex, but that's just a term and it doesn't really explain the how behind the why. According to an article on Animal Planet's website, some vets have noticed that cats they're treating for broken legs and other shock-related injuries, those that fell from a shorter distance actually suffered worse injuries than those that fell from 5 stories or more. And this is likely because cats from the higher up distance had more time to fix themselves in midair and they were able to land safer. So, what's the process like to get from falling upside down to landing right side up? Well, Phil Keyston, a writer at Santa Clara University, gave a small summary of one way that cats might fix themselves while falling. He surmised that if a cat moves its front and hind legs separately and in separate directions, it can cancel out the net momentum and it'll land the same direction as each other. Basically, they start with their back facing the ground, and by rotating like 2 cylinders, the net angular momentum is 0 and both ends will go from facing up to facing down. As we saw in a demonstration we did with the chairs in the classroom, when somebody is spinning in a chair and they tuck their legs in, they spin faster. Similarly, cats tuck their front paws in to be able to see the ground faster, but they stretch out their back legs. All of this while still rotating separately. In this way, cats can quickly see the ground, and soon after, their legs will be facing the same direction as their head. After they have righted themselves, cats then leave themselves stretched out to increase their surface area, and therefore their resistance. This reduces their terminal velocity and makes it safer for them to land. Also, in some examples, it can be seen that closer to the point of impact, cats arch their back, thus increases the time it takes the impact to go throughout its entire body, which, as we know, a longer impact means less force. Kind of like a 1-unit parachute. BBC mentioned in their article from 2012 that cats can land safely in this way because their legs are built to withstand the impact, kind of like a shock absorber. Here is a video that I took of my cat's righting reflex, and I slowed it down so that you can better see the physics at work here. You can see her front paws tucked in at first, and once both halves have started to flip separately, they start stretching out, and then towards the end we can see her arching her back to soften the impact. The debate on how cats land on their feet is not fully definitive, and this is because not every cat uses all of these methods all the time. But overall, we can see that cats naturally have a good sense of where they are relative to the ground and a good sense of how to get where they want to be. The science behind how cats fall actually has uses outside of the animal kingdom. Scientists at NASA studied cats falling in 1969 to help astronauts learn to navigate and move in anti-gravity. Cats are lovable, agile creatures with a lot of science behind them, and the co-writer of this project is F.D.C. Willard. I suggest you look it up. No cats were harmed in the making of this project, and I will attach a video of my cat the next morning. She had forgiven me. Thank you.